could eat a page for hours. Please. Kiss me.
Greetings and salutations. This is Cage's Kiss, the Nicolas Cage podcast, where we discuss each of the National Treasure cinematic masterpieces and his life. We also try to glean whatever kernels of wisdom we can from his character that week. My name is Linda, but this week you can call me Blue Cheese.
It doesn't matter what your name is,
abomination.
Linda. Just give us the goddamn diamonds.
Give us the damn diamonds.
Just do it. Give us the
We
diamonds.
saw you, asshole.
You don't have diamonds? Fine. Give us the cheese. We want the cheese.
I hope it's the kidney cheese because we need that kidney, Linda.
We know things
The younger,
about
the better.
you. We know you have the cheese in the fridge. You bought the cheese. Now where's the cheese?
I'm not going to tell you.
Fucking
Tell us.
liar.
Come on. We said tell us.
Johnny,
You
take
let
your
Adrian go.
pills.
He's got nothing to do with this.
If we lose the cheese, we lose our leverage. Oh.
Adrian, he'll just shoot us.
I'm
I'll do it.
Adrian, and it's aesthetic.
No!
Unlike the movie.
No!
Oh, God.
Sounds like you were about to give your name away.
Who's cutting
Yeah.
it?
Get your crew together. Jesus.
Who the fuck is cutting it?
I'm Donnie, and I haven't got no diamonds.
And he don't know no better.
I'm Adrian. Apparently, I don't know no better because I went and watched this movie this week. Mm-hmm.
That's right. I think we've all been drinking, and
I wish.
we kind of needed it because today we're getting through the documentary of Joel Schumacher shitting the bed and the lessons Nicole Kidman learned about poor career choices.
Yeah.
It's Trespass.
This is a movie whose cast would have made it a box office hit 10 years prior. But unfortunately, it came out on October 14th, 2011, where people were saying things like, "Who's Nicole Kidman?" and "I thought Nicolas Cage was dead."
Yeah.
You mean that woman that was in Bewitched?
You know how far down the line this fucking thing opened? This movie,
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
this movie opened. Now we've had some low numbers in the past for openings, right? Like a lot of them that were out of the top 10. This movie opened at number 69.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, just fathom how low that is. Yeah,
That is
so
pretty low.
people were going to see stuff like Real Steel and Footloose in the remake of The Thing.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Real Steel was a thing.
Right? Who even remembers Real Steel? Yeah, that's how shit that week was. That was
was
number
like-
one at the box office, and this
Yeah.
thing
Wasn't
didn't
that
even
like
exist.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
Yeah, it
the
was Rock'em
movie?
Sock'em Robots, the
Yeah.
movie, right? So this pile of shit cost $35 million. It managed to scrape together worldwide $10 million. It was only in theaters for 10 days before it was pulled. And it actually broke
And-
records for going to DVD only 18 days later.
Cage.
And it was available on demand
Right.
while it was in the theaters, and which really pissed off Cage. And at one point he said when he was at the Toronto Film Festival with Schumacher, he said he says, "I
Flipped
like
the table
to
and threw a bottle of mayonnaise.
Did that impress you?" He said, quote, "I like movies to be seen the way the director wanted them to be seen, which is on the big screen with an audience with their popcorn." Cage, and he also said, blah, blah, blah. I want movies to be an event. I want people to get excited about it and go out for the night with their wife or their date because, I guess women and
Everybody,
and
yeah, they brought along their
dudes
wife
don't-
and their mistress,
aren't
even
people.
if they're an 8-year-old girl. Also, Cage wants us eating popcorn, not Chiclets and Mike and Ike's and shit,
And he says, whatever it may be, and have it be an event. I don't want it to get smaller and smaller and wind up on a cell phone. Oops.
Well,
Yeah, he kind of ate that off of David Lynch. Was like, who the fuck watches a movie on your cell phone?
But
I once watched a movie on the viewing window for a camcorder because that was the only VCR I had at that moment.
Aw.
I watched this shit on a 1-inch screen.
So, like you were saying that the budget was about like 35 million, but they did get a big tax credit or a big credit for
Did they shoot
filming in
Georgia?
Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I believe Seeking Justice also got the same credit.
Yeah. Well, I think that's another
But-
one of the reasons Cage loves to shoot there.
In the U.S., their domestic gross was $24,000.94.
Hey, that's
Jibbers.
better than the Fanatic.
And it's better than the Ben-Hur remake.
I bet that one cost a little more than 35 million, though.
It cost a little bit more.
Just a tad more.
Yeah.
Like 10 times that much, possibly.
Just a few dollars. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Mr. Schumacher, you notice every time Cage works with a director for the second time, it's way diminishing returns. You know, we all had pretty good time with 8mm. But so on the good, he did 8mm and Falling Down. On the bad, he did those Batman movies and those John Grisham movies and the Number 23.
Yeah.
Oh God!
But
did we see that in the
Trespass?
theater?
I almost did, but I didn't get to actually.
Oh, you didn't join us.
No, I was gonna see it. I was gonna see it on the same day with 300 and Zodiac, and we wound up timing it
Oh,
wrong.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so the good thing about that day was I got to see Zodiac, and the bad thing about that day is I got to see 300. Not getting to see the Number 23 in the theater is fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you threw in 23, that would definitely be a case of one of these films is not like the other.
Well, if I'd seen Zodiac in the middle, it would have been like a really good sandwich on the worst bread imaginable.
Yeah.
But speaking of worst imaginable, Trespass is the movie that ended Joel Schumacher's movie career. This was in
See?
2011.
I believe it.
He has done nothing since. No film since. Not even straight to video. He's done a little bit
Well,
of
the problem
television and a
is-
music video. That's all I could find.
The problem, like in my opinion, is that he doesn't like. Okay, 8mm was a fucking amazing film.
Sure,
It was
yeah,
fucking great.
It's a good
Falling Down
movie.
was awesome.
Falling Down's awesome. Yeah.
But I feel like in this movie, it's kind of one note across the board. There's no ups and downs, no
You know,
I don't
it's
know.
one of those
It's
box
less
things.
suspenseful.
It's a play. You know, where people shout at each other and more is revealed as they shout at each other.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well, and-
sometimes, Linda, sometimes you're in the kitchen and you're just like feeling them up and say, "You deserve to die." Just say it with me. Just say it with me. I deserve to die. Just say you'll feel better. Just say it. Yeah.
Honestly, this movie reminds me of something that Eddie Izzard joked about what if Raging Bull had been made with entirely British people. And it's like they don't really argue, they just dully go back and forth with each other.
Yeah.
It's like, give me the diamonds. No. Okay, give me your money. No. Please. No.
Be a friend.
I don't want to. It's like, oh, come
Well,
on.
I kind of felt bad for Nicole Kidman because she can
Well,
definitely
kinda.
act. And she's like,
Yeah, because she was in BMX Bandits, and you know what? She was in Days of Thunder, and she was in the remake of The Beguiled. Yeah. But the most important thing about Nicole Kidman is she was on that Saturday Night Live sketch with Mike Myers where he's tethered to the monkey bars, and she says, "Do you want a Hertz donut? There's no sugar in the Hertz donut."
Yeah.
But I feel like that, her acting wasn't necessarily bad. It's just that throughout almost the whole fucking movie, it's just, no, Kyle,
Don't shoot him! Don't shoot her! Don't shoot him! Don't shoot
No.
her!
Yes, exactly.
Honestly, if we're going to be really honest with everyone listening, it's Scientology. They did this. Ever since her split from Tom Cruise, they have
Got
been
better.
nailing her coffin
Made better
shut.
choices.
Well, yeah, this thing really did get shat on quite a bit from all corners, and it's actually not appreciably worse than a lot of the movies we've been watching recently. Like, I don't think this was worse than Seeking Justice.
No.
I mean, it's really
Well-
bad, but so was Seeking Justice.
Yeah, but Seeking Justice at least had an interesting premise. But
At
this,
least
it's
people
just.
were on
it's
point.
worse. It's worse if you have an interesting premise and you make that with it. Because then
Okay,
it's like
that's true.
it's like look guys, I took this thing that could have been an Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode and I wiped my ass with it.
That's true.
I watched this thing in one sitting, and I literally was like, "Oh my god, I
Me too.
forgot they had a woman in their crew." I was like, "Oh, that's
Right.
right.
Thank
There's
you.
more
No.
people involved in this."
No, thank you for
Settle.
saying that. Actually, before I read the body count on IMDb, I'd forgot how many people broke in the house with them.
Yeah,
Because they got the
became a
masks,
party.
and sometimes they're off, and sometimes they're on. It's like, okay, wait a minute. So there's a mustache guy, and there's a brother, and then there's another guy who's not, and there's a lady, or there's another one. Can you guys all
ever
get on the same
watched,
shot?
Have you guys watched Arrested Development?
yes.
Yeah.
She kind of makes me think of what's his name? George Michael's girlfriend. Where his dad keeps forgetting she's there and they call her like egg.
Yeah, Anne.
That's right.
The one who got
She was
recasted.
kind of
between
the
seasons.
Anne.
Yeah. Come with me,
But,
George Michael. Let me taste the secular life.
I finally have a chance to share this interesting story about life with the Cage.
Oh, God.
He actually woke up at 2:00 in the morning one day while he was living in Orange County to find he was asleep with his wife, and his 2-year-old was there in another room. But he woke up to find a naked dude wearing he's naked, but wearing his leather jacket and eating a fudge-sicle in front of his bed.
Oh my.
And apparently he was able to talk the guy out of his house and didn't press charges when the police arrived because he believed that the man was mentally ill. But needless to say, he can no longer sleep in his house anymore.
Are we sure that wasn't his biggest fan?
Oh, but yeah, that's creepy.
I mean, I'm just saying, if
But,
there's a naked person standing over your bed, wearing your jacket, and licking a fudgesicle in front of you.
Moose is in
I
the
think-
house.
I think that would have made a more interesting
after
story
sniffing
than
behind his
this.
earlobe, yeah.
But wait a minute, Patricia Arquette may have been having an affair with the naked guy
Oh.
eating a fudgesicle.
Speaking
We'll
of
never
going
know.
full regal, Trespass was shot by cinematographer NJ Bartowiak.
Yeah.
And NJ started out pretty good. Shot some Sidney Lumet movies like Death Trap. Then later went on to work for Roger Donaldson a couple of times. And Roger Donaldson did Seeking Justice. We all know how good he is. And then Anjay is like, fuck it, I'm going to be a director. And he did Exit Wounds and the movie of Doom with The Rock. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh,
and Cradle to the Grave with DMX and Jet
shit.
Li. Yeah. And best of all, Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh wow.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh my God, you never saw that? God damn, it's like a corkscrew coated in hot sauce going up your dick hole. Oh my God, it's so fucking bad. It's like an Ed Wood movie. It's like, okay, so this is the scene in the alley. Okay, now this is the scene at the docks. Okay, now this is the scene in that alley again. Oh, wait, back to the docks. Oh, okay. I see where this is going. Yeah.
I have to say, before this, I looked into it to verify, but a couple sources, different sources said, and especially according to Deadline, Cage allegedly fled to the Bahamas and cut off all contact about 2 weeks before principal photography was scheduled.
I wonder why. Maybe it took him that long to finally read the script.
Right. Well, according to Deadline, Cage wanted to change roles and play the lead criminal Elias.
Yeah.
But and supposedly they went as far as to offer Liev Schreiber the role of Kyle.
Liev Schreiber.
I fucking love him. And this whole alleged mess pushed production back by 2 weeks. However, some think that Deadline had it wrong because he obviously needed the money pretty badly at that time. And he probably couldn't afford to go back to court for a breach of contract.
Well, I could see him actually wanting to switch the lead kidnapper there, because I think that guy actually gets more lines.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. But
yeah, because
I just think
as
that
it is, Cage is lying on the floor for most of it, all bruised up.
But I think that if he did go to the Bahamas and cut off all contact, I don't think he was like trying to get out of doing the movie. I think he was just like, I mean, fuck, what do you have? Like, he has 5 movies in 2011. He was just finishing up with the like press junkets and publicity for Sorcerer's Apprentice. He was probably tired as fuck and wanted to go to one of his goddamn islands and chill.
Or
Just
the
let me
IRS
sleep.
called him and he got really scared, so he started taking off the drywall in his cabin in the Bahamas to get the cash hidden. They should have called this movie Money Wall.
It's all, there's money in the banana stand. Don't forget.
And you know what? Speaking of Australia, Ben Mendelsohn's back. Yeah, you remember Ben Mendelsohn from Knowing? Yeah. Well, yep. And you know something? He was in Spider-Man: Far From Home. Yep. And he was in that Robin Hood movie that bombed.
God, yeah, he was.
But that's okay, Carl, because Ben Mendelsohn has a mustache this time, and he talks like William Murderface.
He does. He totally does. But then, like, sometimes it sounds like Cage is trying to, like,
No,
it's
Cage is doing his bad lieutenant voice again in this one.
Yeah.
He's
And then
doing Bad
sometimes
Lieutenant and Elderly Man. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what he sounded like the entire time.
Oh, he
Yes,
wasn't
and he
acting on
keeps
that.
like going in and out, and then it's like sometimes it sounded like he was like talking like him, like doing it, like stealing his character. I don't know, it was weird,
well,
man.
well, you know what? That's okay. There was a break from that because that guy for Twilight didn't try at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on,
that's
Nicole
fair.
Kidman, you're my girlfriend. Stop swimming in my pool. You gotta get it dirty. Oh my god.
Well, apparently, when he was talking about the film, Joel Schumacher said, quote, "It's a class warfare movie, too, about the haves and have-nots." And he goes on to say that Cage and Mendelssohn's characters are basically the same man who, quote, overreached to have their share of what used to be called the American dream.
We're not so different, you and I.
In another life, we could have been comrades.
But I could see that, but it's just, it's...
Don't listen to him, baby.
It
Don't
goes
listen
nowhere,
to him. It's just
man.
messing with your head, baby.
And what the hell is the whole point behind that?
I'm jonesing so hard, baby. Ah! Shut the fuck
Like,
up. This is all your fault.
What the fuck was the point of, like, the whole storyline of, like, did he rape her? Did she sleep with him? Did nothing happen
what
at
I'm
all?
saying. This whole
that's-
thing just seems like they gave up and
That's
nobody
how-
had an idea what was going
Yeah.
on.
That's how these box things work. There's one
Yeah.
piece of uncertain information, so at some point the lights can come back on and somebody can surprise shoot somebody else or something like that.
Yeah, because it's the same thing with like, okay,
Like,
they're going to
these
show
movies
the
are
footage.
really stamped out a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like they're just going to show the footage suddenly of the guy coming out of the pool and then him coming up and kissing his wife, and it's shown on videotape. It's like, okay, interesting flashback. Are they going to show a tape of this? No, they don't. Even the whole thing like showing the daughter escaping and the fact they recorded her escaping is like, oh, that might come into play. Maybe they're watching it. No.
No, it's just
And then they
Schumacher doing the
flash
same
back to
thing he
showing
did in
what's
number
happening.
23. It's the
Yeah,
same thing
it's
as
like
the
they're
number
showing
23
what
where he shows
happened
too
when
much.
the real thing
Yeah.
that happened when the wife is like, what the fuck are you doing in my pool? GTFO. And then they expand on it. It's like, okay, well, that's cool, I guess. But they're not really playing it so much as overacting the fuck out of it, which again kind of goes with what you're talking about, this being a play. Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's why so-and-so was yelling so much at them because
So we
they
can hear
have
him
a
at the back of the
history
house.
somewhere. Yes.
Well,
the
I
flashbacks
found
are the
myself
worst
wondering,
part, too.
like, well, did he, because, like, they leave it open-ended, so it's like, well, did she sleep with him? Did he rape her? Did he just
I took
take
away
his shit
from
and
it
go?
that he was a psycho,
And-
and because
Yeah.
they had the whole bit about
Well,
the
yeah.
Tic Tac pills
mean,
thing. But if they had been sleeping together,
obviously,
they could have done a
but-
Straw Dogs type of thing, and this could have been more compelling.
True.
But I was thinking about it, like I was wondering about it, and then I figured, wait, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I don't give a shit about any of these characters.
No, and plus, like the class war thing, it's like, oh well, 3 of them are rich and obnoxious people, and the other ones are poor, obnoxious drug dealers. Maybe the house should blow up and they should all die. Like, fuck them all.
Pretty much, yeah.
And
I
one's
just don't give a
an
shit.
obnoxious stripper who lost her parental rights.
Petal, played by
Government
Jordana
took my
Spiro.
baby.
That's
She
what I
was
kept
in From
thinking.
Dusk Till Dawn 3, and she was in a bunch of movies I never saw, and she was on Jag and Dexter.
And she's a producer too.
What makes you think that you're something special and I'm not, huh? You can't do shit about it. You can't do nothing. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot your friends, and so there.
But I'm sure you're all dying to know what our friend, the crisp critic,
Ebert. Yeah.
Roger Ebert said.
Roger Ebert. Yeah.
I cannot agree more with what what Ebert said. He says, quote, "First, we're afraid somebody will get shot. Then we're afraid nobody will be." Like, that was pretty much it.
Hey, what if it's
Summed
like a
up.
Hallmark movie, and at the end everybody's in tears and hugging, and like nobody died?
Yeah.
That's the only way this could have been worse.
Yeah, God,
Yeah.
speaking of, that actually reminded me exactly of Hallmark, because there was a movie on there. It was a ghost movie about this family that burned up in a fire. And the closest they get to this is spookiness, and we don't want to frighten any of you housewives drinking your wine and your sweaters right now, is just the house turns dark instead of light. And suddenly all the voices this girl hears are muffled. And suddenly she starts hearing voices that she thinks are ghosts, but it's the new owners of the house. And you find out, oh my God, she's the ghost. And everyone
Are
else
you
is
mad?
dead.
We were dead the whole time.
Yeah. It's just... that's why
Man,
this was frustrating. I
that's
wanted
like
someone to
watching-
fucking die.
Yeah.
Well, you know
who
we
did
see
this
that one guy be
well?
on fire, although Cage should have died because it was.
It's like somebody should have had the balls to pull the fucking trigger, and they never did. I was cheering for the psychopath who kept trying to take over because the other guy's like, I'm losing my patience. I'm going to shoot your wife. It's like, here, aim your shotgun at her. It's like, I'm still not giving you money. Okay, well, double aim guns at her. It's like, yeah, I'm still not giving you money. Like,
Oddly
come
enough,
on, man.
The most appealing character is actually the drug dealer guy, the enforcer guy who's holding the
Yes.
hostage takers hostage.
Ty.
Because
He's the only one who knew what he was doing.
right. He knew he was despicable, and he actually engineered the situation. But yeah, he was far less obnoxious than everybody else there.
That was the only clever thing I enjoyed, was him putting the alarm watch on their daughter so he could find her later. I'm like, that actually was kind of neat.
Can we talk
Why
about
did you do that in this movie?
the whole fucking security aspect of this? Like, this is another thing that a lot of audiences aren't going to notice. But I worked 3.5 years in an alarm monitoring center for shit like this, for residential intruder alarms. This movie is the biggest pile of bullshit ever.
Yes.
Wait, you can't just say, oops, my bad, she's just having a party.
No,
Yeah.
here's the thing. You can. You say the word diamond, it's like, okay, password checks out. You have a good night. And case closed. You cancel police or security or whoever you sent. You don't sit around like being all nervous looking for an explanation, wearing a uniform and like a color blinky screen. Like, for one thing, all the computer sounds are turned off in an alarm monitoring center because the software for those makes an alarm sound every time there's an alarm. And then it fucks with people's concentration. So people have to constantly watch the screen to see if an alarm's coming up. So, but just outside the technical, she's acting like it's this big weighty thing. It's like, no, that's like the 15th alarm she's had that day, and she wants to go to lunch. Like, realistically, everything should have been cluttered in there, right? The computer should have been old. She should have been eating something, and there should have been a coworker in the background loudly bitching about their baby daddy. That's a real alarm center.
I worked in a call center like that.
Yeah, see, well, they are all like that. In the advertisements, they show them like in the movie, or they show like in the Matrix. It's all like glowy white on white with people smiling and holding actual telephones and on fancy future computers. It's like, no, nobody spends that money. That doesn't exist.
No.
I'm glad to be of service to you. Is there anything else I can help with?
No, come on, I gave you the password. I'm just having a party, and it's super fun, and my brother's real stupid. Could you just take the password and just, like, let me go, please? And she's all like, oh, man, I don't know. Maybe she's a hostage in real life. It's like, yep, you have a good day. God, this fucking chair is killing me.
Yeah. But I'm sure that
You
it would
guys,
have
you wanna go to
raised
Taco Bell?
some. I'm sure it would have raised some sort of alarm if you called and the person who picked it up said, "I'll call you back."
No,
Yeah.
check it. No, that happens and there's a call list. So one of their cell phones rings.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you just go down the
And
list.
on
Okay.
some of them, there's instructions, like if they fucked up and had glass breaks a lot, because a glass break alarm will go off from someone sneezing. So they might
Aw.
even have instructions saying no police response for glass break alarms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta share with you guys the guy who played what was it, Jonah, the guy that was in the pool.
Yeah, Twihard guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was also in a movie called Priest,
Oh, he
which
was
was
in that.
in 3D. Yes,
Wait, didn't
he was one of
Priest
the.
have the guy from Firewall? Firewall, the movie that this also is.
I think so.
Yeah.
It had Paul Bettany
Yeah, that's
and
him.
Carl
That's him.
Urban.
Yeah, Paul Bettany. Yeah. This whole
Judge
movie,
Dredd.
I saw Firewall. I think like within a week of seeing this movie, and they're nearly identical for their bullshit. Because in that one, Harrison
Well-
Ford's wife is Virginia Madsen, and she's also the stay-at-home wife who's the architect who designed the house.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we'll give her a cute job. We'll make her an architect.
Well, this Priest also had Brad Dourif.
Oh shit!
We love him, and Stephen Moyer, and Christopher Plummer, and Madchen Amick. So
No, Christopher Plummer came for free with a lot of the movies he was in. Like he was in Crackerjack. Did you see that one? Nobody did. It starred Thomas Ian Griffith.
But this movie is also not The Strangers, which
No.
came out in
Oh,
2008.
that one's way the fuck better than this. You know,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
The Strangers.
You
Shit.
know,
Yeah, that was like this story done right.
how dare all of you? The movie that did this better was The Ref, obviously.
Yes!
Well, I mean, that's the one
How
that did
could we
it best.
forget?
Okay, we know that. You know, honey, why don't you
Okay,
eat
fucking choose
something?
those.
Lloyd,
stingray
why don't
bites.
you eat
Fucking
me?
He would have just had like a
You're gonna
what
be
was
somebody's
it, cat
patient.
piss set up in his safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No diamonds, just cat piss.
You notice when they open the safe, it's like a dryer or something. It's like, why do you have a
Yeah.
circular safe? Wouldn't you? Shouldn't you be able
That
to like
was a
stack shit in
secure
there?
fucking safe.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, no, he spends
It-
the
it's
whole
for
first 30
aesthetic.
minutes like bargaining about not opening the safe and claiming that the diamonds are all trackable. And then we look in there and find out, no, there's nothing in the safe. He was being a shithead.
See, that's
Yeah,
when
I
if
think-
this was realistic, he would have had his ass shot just for the pure frustration of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
Well, he also
He got
he
his
also
leg shot,
he
at
also he also says there's no money. I put it all in my house. It's like, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's behind the
Yeah.
wall in the addition there. But it's like it has
Why
the,
do you
Ew.
keep giggling when you say the money's in the house?
right? And they do
In the
the
banana
stupid fucking
stand.
trope where the house is partly under construction and there's the nail gun. And of course it's your typical
Yes.
movie nail gun where it shoots nails like
Yeah.
at distance. Like you have to push those in. You'd have to pull a piece of tape across the end. or something.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like-
Oh, and what I love is the daughter comes home from sneaking out to the party.
and she says, "Get off my
And-
plane."
Yeah, she does.
She hears like some struggling going on. So immediately she goes, "Mom, Dad."
Well, she thought they
Are
were
y'all
having
having
makeup
kinky
sex,
sex?
and she wanted to put a stop to it because their misery is her profit.
Right.
See, that's two things I was really hoping would have
Aw.
happened that would have explained things, but didn't. And one of these is very clever and would have been fun. First is, I thought Nick Cage was getting off. Like, this was his sexual thing to keep denying them the diamonds.
Right.
And he'd be, like, pinching and rubbing his nipples, going,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
ask him for it
It's a
again.
huge cuck fetish.
I was thinking
And the
this
other-
would be way more interesting if we find out that it's like one of them is just doing some really kinky shit of like
Yeah.
role play.
Well, he
shit
did
and,
open
like,
the
trying
door
to
for a
and they
couple of
turn-
stripper cops. I mean,
Yeah, and then it turns into, like, Last House on the Left, sort of, where the entire family is, like, a bunch of depraved, perverted freak murderers, and then like Nicole Kidman comes out wearing a strap-on drill that's like 10 inches long.
oh hell yeah!
Oh my god! And like
she
shit
didn't
like
bite
that.
anybody's dick off. What a cheat!
No, she didn't. But the other thing I was really hoping for was like a Dusk Till
I guess
Dawn
that's
type
Murder
of
Party.
turn. where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it turns out they're here to rob the house, and then Nick Cage is like, I have no
You know,
money, it's
I
all
was
in the
actually
house.
thinking that partway through, and I'm like, man, this is kind of like Ruggiero Deodato's House on the Edge of the
Yeah.
Park, which was way better.
Yeah, I was thinking more like Murder House, where it's like, the money is all in the house, we don't own the house owns us. And it's like, the house is demonic. It's gonna start coming alive and swallowing and killing people. Floorboards will just eat
Oh,
people
man.
alive and shit. Someone gets
That's
pulled
not what I
into
was
the
thinking of.
fucking, like, floorboards, half sticking out a torso, and
If this
just
had been
shit
from the
like
director
that.
of Evil Dead Trap, where there's like people getting impaled through walls and like maggots and
Yes.
shit, that would have been pretty boss.
Yes. Exactly, but no,
Ooh.
no. It's the most indecisive home invasion ever.
Also,
Which
Kyle
one
is
is
a big
that one
tax
that's on
evading piece of
Shudder?
shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I wanted something that the bank couldn't take away. It's like, well, if they repo your house, they're gonna get whatever you hid in the wall
Yeah.
too, dumbass.
It's like, you want us to sell you back the diamonds we're stealing from you?
yeah. It's just kind of like, oh, maybe he's a fuck. Maybe she should just divorce him and go with the pool guy. I don't know.
I know, I was surprised his wife didn't turn on him sooner. She's like listening to all this
Right.
shit. It's like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with
I
you?
did it for my family. It's like, you got your family beat up for your family?
Yeah, it's like he's going to let them die for literally having nothing in the fucking
But
sink.
honey, they didn't bring any restraints. They didn't bring any rope.
You're gonna kill us.
Here's my plot MacGuffin. This is my rope and
You
handcuff.
can't hurt my family. I'm gonna talk like a bear.
And it's Monster Party that I was thinking of.
Oh god.
I think where like the kids try to like rob this
Yes,
house and
yes.
find out that it's
Yeah, I mean that's always a great twist. Do we want to talk about the part where the daughter Avery smashes up the BMW?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about how
Yeah.
fucking stupid that was?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
in theory, it sounds like a good idea. Although it has that stupid setup where her stupid ass friend Condra or whatever is like,
yeah, like you didn't fucking need that.
yeah, like oh, if you drive fast, you might hit a pole.
Yeah, like, oh,
she
thank
starts
you, I
driving
didn't know
faster
before.
when Petal
Hey,
has her
Paul
at
Walker
gunpoint.
didn't know that before.
I would like to apologize for my brother at this moment.
It's been long
but the lady
enough.
has a gun on her, and she speeds up and she undoes the lady's seatbelt next to her right before the
Yeah,
impact, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
And it cuts back, and Petal is still in her seat. She didn't go flying out of it, which she would have. She'd be wrapped around that
Yeah.
pole, right? Also, the airbag didn't
Yeah.
deploy.
Yeah.
They couldn't
Yeah.
even afford to have an airbag pop out of that car. Like that's
Because
how
he's
cheap.
poor. He got the poor BMW.
Oh, it turns out it's a DMW.
Yes, it was a kit car.
Do you know the etymology of the word BMW?
Well, it turns out it couldn't even get up the speed to kill her. It was a golf cart with a kid on it.
Yes, exactly.
I wonder why you never went to the gas station and went electric, honey. It's for the environment.
It would have been great as a golf cart that just lunges forward and hits her head on the hard plastic shield.
Oh, you bitch! I'm gonna kill all your friends.
I don't
What
know.
was
I
that daughter's
think
name?
if that
Was
were me,
Lolo Sobieski.
Lilu, I think I would have just taken her to the party and just like,
Just give her some
Peaced
blow
out.
and be out of your way.
Well, yeah, she would have got all the drugs she wanted and forgot about the money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that one point where she says like, I know where my mom hides the Vicodin, and like nothing came of that.
No.
She did smash her face into the mirror. I mean, that was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
But
that
then,
was,
but like a cat fight gets started and then they just both die. You know, like that would have been fine. I guess I'm saying
Well,
everybody should have died.
Yes.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Especially Kendra. She's a bad influence.
Cam Gigantic. Let's call him Gigantic.
Cam Gigantic.
The guy who played Jonah, he grew up in Washington and his family still lives here, apparently.
Where do they live?
So,
We'll find them and ask why. Why?
Yeah.
What
We'll just drive
happened?
over there. You know.
And the writer, Carl Gajdusak, is also a co-writer on The Kingsman with Matthew Vaughn from Kick-Ass. So He's got that going for him, but I really don't think he should be doing anything. I don't think he should be allowed to write anything.
Don't let him write movies. It's going to be real boring.
Just a bunch of shit that never like comes into play.
It was just 90 awful minutes, and it was supposed to be real tense. And you're thinking, like, I could be watching Desperate Hours with Bogart, or I could be watching Straw Dogs with Dustin Hoffman. Oh, yeah. I fucked up again this week. I watched a good movie. I watched Little Big Man with Hoffman.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
I watched Puka and the sequel, which isn't that great, but
Puka 2.
It's Electric Boogaloo. But that was enjoyable. But needless to say, when I was watching it the second and third time, this movie, I was just like, God damn it! There's so many other things that I could be spending my time on.
Well, that's the trouble, though. It's like you had to do the second and third viewing because it's impossible to really pay attention to it for the whole 90 minutes.
Exactly.
This is another one where it's like, man, this is tough on my ass.
Carlo and I just got into Flight of the Conchords, like now after forever has passed. And we just got into this amazing show with Matt Berry called Toast of London. And it's fucking amazing.
Matthew Perry.
It is so fucking amazing, but I don't want to be watching this shit. No, Matt Berry from IT Crowd, and he's in the television version of What We Do in the Shadows.
And he's very nice.
And he's awesome.
Say, that's my name.
So we didn't have any nudity.
We didn't.
No nudity. Although, once again, okay, I want his clothes off. Clothes off. We go to a fucking strip club once again. No titties, no ass, and later they show
yeah.
And later they show Petal /Ann/Egg like getting undressed, and she's in her chonies and a bra, so you see like a thonged ass, but that's as close as you get.
And that guy who was creepily swimming in Nicole Kidman's pool also had like trunks or undies on or something.
Yeah, you're shirtless, but really, like, you're thinking, where the fuck did he get those from? And two, why wouldn't he just be naked? I mean, they're out there in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, they don't have neighbors.
I know. I don't think. I still don't think their
something
characters were fucking. But it's like, why didn't Kidman just get him fired like right there? Just get him fired. Fuck him. He's creepy.
Maybe she did. Because then he was working security after that.
He said he switched places with that. No, but he was working security already, is the thing.
Yeah. Well, it is a sad thing where people don't really report that. Like recently in the news, there was a story about Universal's theme park where they opened up a Walking Dead theme park section. And apparently there's now a lawsuit because one of the actors has been punched repeatedly in the face and the gut by people. And he's told that they endorse violence because one of the taglines is prepare for a fight for survival. So guests regularly punch and beat the shit out of him as a zombie. And female zombies also are being felt up and groped. And they're all just being told, well, you got to find a way to better protect yourself. And they're also saying, well, you could file a suit, but nobody else does.
This is just a symptom cover your ass. Of the whole fucking modern zombie genre and the fact how it's entirely backwards. You don't win against zombies. That's the whole point of them. That's why they're supposed to be scary. They have infinite numbers and you will die. Yeah. You don't win, you don't fight. Yeah. That's temporary. Zombies are the end of the world. They always were. It's not something you could fight and have fun with. It's supposed to be scary. It's a horror genre, people. It's not an action genre. You fucking morons. It's like everybody shit on House of the Dead by Uwe Boll, but House of the Dead by Uwe Boll is like every zombie movie made after it. Like it's no different from Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. It's just as good.
Yeah. Speaking of, I have some wonderful reviews.
Time for Donnie's review corner / this needs a better name. I actually am not going to be reading a lot of these because people hated this so much. There's like 3 to 5 paragraph reviews.
I bet it's precious how much they hated it though.
Yeah, and they all hated it for the same reason. So I only chose 2.
Okay.
But the runner-up is simply, this is not even a movie you'd want playing in the background while you're sleeping. It's that bad. It's an absolute royal disappointment. From the characters, plotline, dialogue, and all other elements of this film, you wonder if the creators were first-year film students at the Guam Film Academy. Every single element of this film has been done 10 million times over. I even think I recognize some of the set pieces from other mask-wearing criminal family abduction films. Dear Nick, Kidman, and Cage, you nicked an hour and a half from my life. Thanks a lot. Now,
Fell off the back of a lorry.
yeah,
You're having a bit of a party there.
my
Does this sound
While we're
American?
at it, can we talk about those fucking masks that aren't really masks?
What are you talking about the mask for, Kyle? You can see my entire mustache through it. You can't tell who I am, though. Kyle. Candy
She
Mountain
fucking
Kyle.
recognizes the guy, the
Yes.
weird like
And they
employee
just-
guy, and it's like great disguise, dipshit.
This movie had no
But-
continuity person, apparently.
No,
My favorite of the reviews was a much shorter one that just simply was titled, Take a Good Look. Like, this is what a truly awful movie looks like. Give me the diamonds. No. Give me the money. No. Pretty please? No. I'll shoot her. No. Okay, then I'll shoot the other one. No. Okay, then I'll stab you with this here syringe I just happen to have with me on this break-in. No. Come on, pretty please? Of course, this is all followed by and preceded by lots of screaming, yelling, F-bomb dropping, and overacting that pretty much sums up the whole Trespass experience. I just saved you an hour and a half.
Can't have no fuck words. That would be bad.
22 people found that helpful.
That review points out, though, that this movie is actually a valuable learning tool, for children.
Yeah.
About saying no. Don't let people make you do shit. It doesn't matter who they're going to shoot.
Mhm.
And they don't know that.
especially if they're gonna shoot
when
Nicole
they
Kidman.
when they kidnap you in the ice cream truck, and take you to the secluded location, there's actually no diamonds in there, wherever that was.
Yeah.
It's in the house.
It's in the
The
house.
money's in the house.
This is actually kind of funny. If you could enjoy this, there is a way. It doesn't involve drugs either. But if you think about
really?
this in a Home Invasion meets National Treasure, or not even National Treasure, but like Inferno, Angels and Demons type shit, where it's like, we want the diamonds. No, they can't have them. God damn it, we're gonna kill you. Bang. Okay, open the safe. Where are the diamonds? There's nothing in there. Wait, there's a piece of paper. It's a clue. It's gonna lead us to the diamonds, obviously.
Well, like I was gonna say, like the movie would have been a lot more interesting from the abductors, home invaders' point of view. Just
Yes,
'cause-
it's like if you had Bruckheimer in this, you
Yeah.
had everyone behind that. It would have been, where are these diamonds? I think this one's in Texas. All right, we're heading to Texas.
Come on, guys, let's go to Texas, bro.
Road trip.
And, like, they start hunting down every one of these diamonds. Like, there's 7
You
diamonds for
guys, there was a
$700,000
Civil War
total.
general who had a theory about these diamonds.
Yes, I swear to God, every time you do that, I wish this movie was Little Nicky had kidnapped them. I'm trying to get back to hell, guys.
Don't worry, we'll solve the mystery and get the treasure, and then we're gonna get custody of our kid.
Popeyes is the shit.
I still laugh so hard. Like, she's got a kid invested in this. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, there was one line about it. It's like, oh wow, that sounds like a driving
Yes.
force, but it's kind of lost in there in the
Yeah.
in the trespass soup here.
Yeah, again, it's
Where
one
he
of those,
says,
the
like,
news-
we'll
the
go to
results are in.
Mexico.
I definitely have cancer.
Yeah. Don't worry
Wait,
about
so did the
it.
kid have the cancer? His mom's dead. Somebody's got to have that kidney.
Well, it's like he put way too many fucking elements
Yeah.
in there and like didn't follow up with any of them and
Well, actually,
doesn't
if
give
they're-
anybody a reason to care about any of
If
these
it had
fucking
been
people
like
at all.
like a dispassionate chess game kind of cat and mouse kind of sleuth sort of thing, you could have all that stuff if there's sort of like this journey of discovery and like 2 people
Yeah.
trying to outwit one another. Like if it was just Cage and Mustache Guy,
Yeah, totally.
you know.
And like the whole thing with his mom used to get beat by his dad all the time, and he beat her so hard she needs a new kidney. Oh, just kidding. She's an alcoholic bitch and she died.
Well, she got beat up so bad, Kyle. She started spitting up teeth and like some blood and like maybe some poop because she just got beat that bad, Kyle.
Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, is he trying to get him to feel sorry for him or what? What the fuck
he's
is
just
the
supposed
point
to be a
with
really
this?
shitty criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You want to buy some
there's
dope,
that.
Kyle? It'll cost $180,000.
This is still my show.
Oh, you're really convincing. It's selling me that dope. I think I'm just gonna open the wall and give it to you now. If I had a rough day, I could just get high. That sounds great. Yeah.
Dude, Nicole Kidman is way too fucking skinny in this movie. I want to make her eat a hamburger so goddamn bad.
Like sandwich. Yeah, French fry potatoes.
Like, when they first showed her, like in her first scene, I was like, God damn.
The part
think I
where she's
said that out loud.
alone with mustache dude there, and he's saying, "Now say you deserve to die. Say you deserve to die." The look on her face, she's all like, "You son of a bitch." Like she's not scared. She's just like, "I'm not gonna say that, you big old jerk face."
Also, that was another thing that, like, it didn't fucking matter. Like, the scene had no fucking purpose whatsoever except to like hit everybody over the head with a hammer, saying, "Oh yeah, she slept with his brother."
Do you remember in Firewall about like they take over the house and there's like 11 of them and they're like, okay, Harrison Ford, tomorrow you're gonna go to your workplace and you're gonna take a thing you ripped out of your printer and attach it to an iPod and steal some financial information. And Harrison Ford's like, oh, do you want to do that now? It's like, no, let's spend the night and like make pancakes and shit. And the movie just like has an intermission even though it doesn't know it has one. You're like, okay, I guess I'll go get pancakes too, movie, while you figure out what you're doing.
I'm gonna shoot your dog. No. All right, I'm gonna shoot your cat. No.
And then
All right, this
Spike
fish
Lee
is gonna
takes
get it.
over as director, and it turns out that Cage was a Nazi on the run, and they're trying to get.
Oh my
justice.
god, that's so funny that you said that.
Yeah. It wasn't that funny when Spike Lee did it, but.
No, it's so funny you said that because he was my choice for Face Off.
Oh fuck! Well, are we there?
Now I've got to change
No, you
it.
don't.
No.
No.
Own it.
No. Here. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. What's your Face Off, man?
Okay.
Yeah, let's start off actually, who's the main villain? Who'd you get for that?
Well, the villain. Oh, okay. No, there's an order to this.
Promise?
And I am reusing some people. It will become clear who. The director and writer was either going to be Spike Lee or Jordan Peele. And it's going to be it's Kyle, the husband, Sterling K. Brown, because I was going to go with actually, I was thinking originally Wesley Snipes, because fuck, I love Wesley Snipes.
Speaking of people
Or
in trouble with the
Denzel!
IRS.
But I decided to go a little more current and say Sterling K. Brown, who's from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and This Is Us. And as Sarah, I have Jamila Jamil, and she's from The Good Place. Fucking love her. As Avery, the daughter, I have Yara Shahidi from Grownish and Blackish. And as Elias, I have Chris Evans. And Jonah is Chris Pratt. Ty is Chris Hemsworth. And Petal is Christina Hendricks.
Avery's a
Attack
guy's
of the Chris's
name.
again. What is?
I said Avery is a guy's name.
Hey,
But
Adrian's a
isn't
girl's
Betty
name.
a girl's
You know what?
name?
Linda's a shut your fucking face name. How about that? Okay, fuck it. I'm doing mine. Okay.
All right.
So for Kyle, Jamie Foxx.
Shit,
For
yes.
Sarah, I've got Claire Hope Ashity from Children of Men. For Petal,
Ooh.
Britney Spears.
Hey, y'all.
For Jonah,
Y'all got any Viking
for
in?
Jonah, K-Fed.
Oh my god.
For Elias, Matthew McConaughey. For
Oh, yeah,
Avery, Maya Taylor from Tangerine.
right. Well, since they brought up Liv Schreiber, I was also thinking of Liv Schreiber for Elias. Because I could see that.
I'm just remembering
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, from that White House movie he did where he's the president, and they're like, "Mr. President, fire that rocket launcher," and he's like, "I know that's right."
Wasn't he also in that Robin Hood movie?
What? Wait.
Or
Was
he
that
was in a
same? Was
movie
that the
with-
same Robin Hood movie I referenced? The one from 2018 that sucked shit at the box office.
I think
Because I didn't
so,
see that.
'cause
I've just seen
was-
clips, and the clips, like, I almost peed myself, and I had to stop watching.
You kind of need to see it just for that, because literally there is a blind man smiling when Robin Hood and Marion are dancing, though he can't fucking see that they are in love, but he so knows they're in love because he can fucking tell.
You can see intangible things like innocence.
Yes.
Oh,
Describe it
your
to
purity
me.
washes off of
Oh,
me.
you talked about that before.
Yes.
Yes, it was Taron Egerton and Jamie Foxx and Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben Mendelsohn again. Shit.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn played Sheriff of Nottingham, I
Not
believe.
right now.
I haven't seen it, but
Kyle.
I saw that when I was
That is
like,
much
looking
too
through
vulgar a display of power.
Quad normal APS. So
I'm sorry, Donnie. Who you got?
for mine, I decided to make this an 80s comedy. So
All right.
for the Miller family, as Kyle, we have Danny DeVito. His wife is Bette Midler, and their daughter is Anita Morris. And I cut down the villains to just two. That's going to be Helen Slater and Judge Reinhold.
Damn right! Oh, man.
Yes.
It's going to be basically ruthless people, but a lot more condensed and a lot more brutal.
Just put some Wang Chung on the soundtrack
Shit,
and
yes.
you got it, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, is it too late to change Elias to the Goots?
You and your
Put it for
goats.
you.
Man, I got Matthew McConaughey. I win.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I know that like Jordan Peele or Spike Lee would make a damn better movie than
Dude,
this
we're
piece of
talking about
shit.
Spike Lee, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, dude, Spike Lee, 80s and 90s. Yeah, he made some good movies. That was a
Yes,
while
yeah.
ago, man.
Yes, it was.
That was
Well, I
a
liked
while back.
Black Klansman.
I didn't even.
That was fucking great.
Did you see
was
Ted
good.
V. Michaels as the Black Klansman from the 60s?
No, I
What
have
the
not.
fuck are you waiting for? It's like free.
Okay.
Ku Klux
Every time I
Klan
talk to you, my
killed
list
my
grows a little
little
longer.
girl.
Were you guys able to find any sort of fucking wisdom in this shit heap?
Just let your family get beaten so you can save the cash for your family, Kyle.
Yeah, just let them die. All of them. Just
Or
let them
you know,
die.
or maybe sell off that car and that house and get a real job, you goddamn pussy.
Yeah.
I was just trying to hustle and get some money for my family.
All
It's like,
right.
how much damn money does your family need?
Apparently a
Donald?
lot.
It's like, like your means. Try living within them, comma dumbass.
But he can't live like one of the plebs.
yeah, there you go. Get to the end,
Those
it's like, oh,
people.
he's just stupid. He's stupid.
Yeah, I think they might be better off without him. And if she's an architect, if she's like a great architect, then I don't think they really.
I mean,
You
you can
know,
make a living
should have that
being
many-
an architect. Just like,
Yeah.
and you know what? You don't have to be proud or highfalutin either. Just go do public sector shit. You'll always have
This
work.
Exactly,
movie would have
for
been
fuck's
better
sake.
as a Krampus sequel.
Yes.
That's all.
God damn it, that's all I want now.
It's like they're all horrible. They all need to be whimsically killed off.
No, a Brimstone and Treacle sequel. Put Sting in it.
Or since I just watched Puka 2 and it put a Silent Night, Deadly Night in my head, can it just be naughty?
I also watched Roger Corman's Lords of the Deep this week.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and Albert Pyun's Down Twisted with the lady from License to Kill.
Hmm.
Yeah,
More like License to.
Ill.
you know, like that album.
Yeah.
Mike D's back from the
I
dead.
need another.
Yeah.
I need to lay down.
Just end it.
You need to.
What's your wisdom?
There is no wisdom.
All right. My wisdom is when your husband is a cuckold, your filthy lust may invite robbers in. And with that, let's move on to Cage or Busey.
The lady or the tiger?
Last week I asked it who said, quote, "It never gets dark within your spirit." The answer is Gary Busey.
Wow.
It was in a tweet I found. By
You know, I actually watched a Gary Busey movie this week, sir. I watched him and Michael Pare in Warriors. Very compelling movie from 1995.
Oh shit.
It's streaming free on Amazon.
Donnie, I believe you have this
Yes.
week's.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, unleash it. Unleash your evil.
Who said actors have an opportunity to use storytelling as a way to solve pain?
Who is my last director?
Find your
I'm not
lights,
gonna say that's
people.
what my dentist said, but yeah.
Your dentist, Corbin Burnson?
Yeah, they also talk about bodies they buried and about being in the killing fields. It's kind of a weird
Well, they
time.
already injected you and you can't really move.
Yeah. I don't even remember making the appointment. They just drove up and told me I had an appointment. All right. I'm easy.
Is it safe? I guess with that, it's my time. Oh, yeah. By the way, if you know the answer, please go to our Twitter page, profile. Linda's been drinking a little bit. Words not so good right now. Go to our Twitter and you'll find a poll on there where you can tell us, was it Cage or was it Busey?
You're a Paul.
What?
Oh, that gum, you caught me, by golly.
So please listen, follow, rate, and review Cage's Kiss on Apple Podcasts and Podchaser, and check out our stuff on YouTube. Also check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Cage's Kiss. That's CAGESKISS. And remember, you can find us on Facebook and on Twitter at Cage's Kiss. You can visit our website at cageskiss.com, and you can write to us at cageskiss@gmail.com. And I'm going to ask you once again, if you can, please go to Podcast Magazine, Hot 50. Is it less? I guess it helps if I know what I'm talking about. Podcastmagazine.com/Hot 50, HOT50. And give us a vote on there, please. Vote for Cage's Kiss and Bedknobs and Broomflicks. If you need a third, go for Talkin' Shiz, our friends over in that podcast. They're awesome. Or there are plenty of other awesome podcasts we can help you out with. So, but just remember, Cage's Kiss, Bedknobs and Broomflicks. If you do, you get a shout out here on air and on the social medias.
I thought you were
And
going to say you're going to
with
get
that being said,
AIDS.
They likely will, eventually.
They're
Oh, wait, that's COVID.
going
I'm
to
sorry.
get AIDS because they watched this movie.
you're gonna get AIDS, Kyle. With that, and nothing to do with AIDS,
Sorry.
I would love to give a shout out to the awesome Real Ouija Midget reviews. Thank you so much for voting for us. We greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate you. You're amazing.
I don't.
We love you.
I don't.
And
I tolerate.
Donnie's afraid of his love. While
His love is
you're
very
looking,
mysterious.
I don't know if I'm ready to love again after the pepperoni pizza lovers pizza, but
it can't hurt you anymore.
Man, your life
Check
is
out
like
my
a
other
walk
show,
to
Bedknobs.
remember after that pizza.
And Broomflicks, where we just covered Good Omens. And Adrian, what the fuck have you got
I
going
don't
on?
even know. Oh, God. Go to my DA. I write stories
are
and do
you?
artworks and shit. It's under Leo the Fox on DeviantArt. And you could go to my Patreon because shit really does go on there and you should just check it out. What are you even waiting for right now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once again, Adrian gets into that daytime commercial mode for a trade
Right.
school. Like, what are you doing? Why are you still sitting on your couch?
Yesterday
Get up
you
and
said
go to my
tomorrow.
Patreon.
Do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Where are the diamonds, listeners? Donnie, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me talking to the dolphins coming back to the canals in Italy because all the people are dying. You can find me
Jesus.
on Pornhub as the boy who blew. And I'm Unreal Goals on the Twitter. And I'm not sure when, but I believe myself and possibly Linda will be on an episode upcoming of Cinema Recall soon. So we got
Hot
that
diggity
going.
fuck.
Total cinema recall.
Donnie, you're not a happy drunk, are you?
I'm not even drunk. I'm just drinking Everclear or water. I don't know which. I've just been going at it, so
You know something?
that's
Like,
life.
Well, it's on
You're
fire.
sucking all
That's
the air
life,
out of the room
Linda.
that people could be using to do good things with.
You'll be hearing from us next week when we'll be joined by our friends at 3 hours later to cover Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, which you can find streaming on Amazon or Hulu with a subscription to Stars.
Oh
Yep,
Oh.
it's that time.
no.
And until then, what's that got to do with my cage?
You know, I don't come to your podcast to knock the dick out of your mouth, so don't judge me for what I'm drinking.
Except for that one time you did.
I would have been drinking, but I gotta get
Wow.
to the store before it closes because there's stupid COVID hours. Fuck everything.
Yeah.
You're a cuckold.
Cuckold.
Soy beta cuck.
Uh,
Your filthy lust is going to invite
if we watched
bobbers
this
in.
movie full mat, we'd get to see him fapping the whole picture.
Jesus Christ.
And God bless us, everyone.
Cage. 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 Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please. Kiss me.
Welcome to the movie Cellar, where we have a VHS collection, an internet connection, and uninformed
This
opinions.
doesn't sound nearly as fun, though.
My
Like,
name's Dan.
Your energy level's too low.
George, tell them who you are.
You just said it.
Say it.
You just said it.
And who are you?
I'm Chris.
See, the energy level.
We have a show that we hate so much that we want you to listen to. Check it out.